Good morning students and welcome to Sri Vidya Mandira Exchange School Uttagare. And today the deep topic we are going to discuss another topic, biotechnology. It's a fourth deep topic. Biotechnology includes two chapters. One is principles and the process of biotechnology. Then another one is application of biotechnology. And let's discuss then what is the definition of biotechnology. Biotechnology includes using living organisms are there enzymes, are there molecules, to obtain the product and the process to the welfare of the mankind. So these are called biotechnology. Using living organisms or microbes, any other living organisms, or their enzymes, or their molecules such as DNA, RNA, their molecules, to obtain the product and the process to the welfare of mankind. These are called biotechnologies. The term biotechnology was first coined by Ehrlich in the year 1970. He is the first person to coin the term biotechnology. Then who was the father of biotechnology? Father of biotechnology, Paul Birch. Paul Birch, he was called as a father of biotechnology. So, by using certain living organism or any other microbes, bacteria, fungi, certain plants and also certain animals also, or their enzymes or their molecules to obtain the large number of product and their process which is useful to the mankind, these are called biotechnology. Let us take some example of what are the product are obtained through biotechnology. The first one is insulin. Then second one is curd, bread or wine. These are microbes mediated biotechnology. Microbial mediated biotechnological process or product, biotechnological product. It is useful to the mankind. Curd, formation of curd, bread, then wine formation. These are microbial mediated biotechnology process, product. Then third one is in vitro fertilization to form test tube baby. In vitro fertilization to form test tube baby. The fertilization which is made artificially in the laboratory condition, these are called in vitro fertilization necessary to form test tube baby. These are the other parts of biotechnology. Then another example, DNA vaccine. Vaccine for against specific diseases. The DNA vaccine is also obtained from these microbes using living microorganisms. Then another one is certain product. For example, gene therapy. Gene therapy treatment. So to rectify or replacing the damaged genes by using the new genes. These are called gene therapy treatment. So these are all the parts of biotechnology. And once again, you remember what are certain examples are obtained or product are obtained through living by using living microorganisms through biotechnology. Insulins, human insulins. Usually, insulins are produced by pancreas. The pancreas actually is an endocrine part. It is consists of a small group of cells called islets of Langerhans. The islets of Langerhans is both the exon endocrine part of pancreas. Islets of Langerhans composed of two types of cells. One is alpha cell and one is a beta cell. The beta cells are responsible for production of hormones called insulins. But due to any damage of these insulin producing genes because of viral infection, any damage, they are failed to secrete of insulin. As I said, to increase the blood sugar level in the body. So insulin is responsible for controlling normal blood sugar level in the human body. Due to the defects of these genes, they are failed to secrete some insulin. As I said, they increase the blood sugar level. They may cause diabetes mellitus. So how to rectify these disorders through biotechnology to produce insulins are produced through biotechnology. We will discuss later what are processes that are involved in the insulin productions. And similarly, these are the other biotechnology product third formations. Bread, for example, bread is by using yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, yeast wine preparations. These are microbial mediated product applied through biotechnology. And in vitro fertilization, DNA vaccines for against of specific diseases, gene therapy treatment. These are the parts that involve in biotechnology. Next, what are the principles that are involved in the biotechnology? Principles of biotechnology. There are two sectors or two core sectors that are involved to development of modern biotechnologies. The two techniques are involved mainly. One is genetic engineering. Genetic engineering technologies. Another one is bioprocess engineering. So these are the two main techniques of core technology that are involved to development of modern biotechnology. Then what is called genetic engineering technologies? To alter the genome of organisms. Alteration in the sense either may be addition of DNA, replacement of gene or substitutions or deletion of genes. Alteration of genetic material of one organism by introduce the gene of interest from the other sources. These are called the genetic engineering technology. As I said, to obtain the desirable changes in the host organisms. Alterations. Alteration of genetic material such as DNA or RNA. These are the genome of an organism. By introducing DNA from other living organisms as a result to obtain the desirable changes in the host organisms. These are called genetic engineering technologies. What is necessary to alter the genome of an organism to obtain in the desirable gene? A desirable product is obtained from the host organism. That is why we want to add or addition of, replacement of, deletion of a particular alteration that may occurs in the genetic material of an organism. These are called genetic engineering technology. Then what is the second process? Bioengineering process actually to maintain the host cells. To maintenance of host cell in a sterile conditions. Sterile condition. Then what is called sterile condition? Free from microbes. See, with the foreign DNA are also called gene of interest that contain the desirable gene. If they are introduced into the host organism, the host organism gets multiplied along with this introduced DNA to produce their specific gene of interest. So for that purpose, the maintenance of these host cells are kept in a sterile conditions. Is nothing but free from microbes. For the result, to obtaining a large quantity of desirable gene, obtaining large quantities of desirable gene or desirable product which is used for the manufacture of biotechnological product. What are biotechnological product? For example, antibiotics, enzymes, vaccine, then hormones, certain medicines. So these are the products obtained through host organisms. See, the second one is bioprocessing engineering, another technique for use for the development of modern biotechnology. It is nothing but to maintenance of these host cells in a sterile conditions, I mean free from contamination, free from microbes. Why? In order to obtaining the desirable quantity or desirable product. That product actually or process product that is used for the manufacture of biotechnological product. So these desirable genes are obtained that is used for the production of biotechnological products such as antibiotics. Normally antibodies are produced by our immune systems, but antibiotics are extracted from the external sources only. That's produced by microbes such as bacteria and fungi. The antibiotics which is help to cure the disease. So these antibiotics are how to obtain biotechnologically. Yes, a lot of processes are involved. The antibiotic product, certain enzymes that is used for the metabolic activities, and also vaccines for against specific diseases. Hormones, for example, insulin. It is an hormones also obtained biotechnology process. Certain medicines, biotechnology medicines also obtained. These are the product obtained through biotechnologically. So because of the establishment of these two techniques, they established the modern biotechnologies are evolved. The next, let us take some example to understand this. What are the processes that are involved in the biotechnology or development of genetic engineering? For understanding, let's take some other examples. What are the other examples? The first recombinant DNA was constructed by Boyer and Cohen in the year 1972. It is a real questions. First rDNA, the first artificial rDNA. Actually, it is artificially developed. First artificial rDNA is nothing but recombinant DNA was developed by Boyer and Cohen in the year 1972. The two persons to produce a artificial recombinant DNA. How to produce a recombinant DNA artificially? For that purpose, they are isolate the gene of interest for antibiotic resistant genes. Isolation of antibiotic resistant genes. This antibiotic resistant gene obtained from a bacterium is called as Salmonella typhimurium. From a bacterium called Salmonella typhimurium. This is a bacteria that contain a plasmids. So these are the bacterial chromosomes. It is a bacterial chromosomes. In addition to the bacterial genome, they contain extra chromosomal double-celled circular DNA called plasmids. The plasmid which contain a gene, the plasmids, they are responsible for containing a specific sequence of nucleotides. They are responsible for by this process, two processes Boyer and Boger, to cut out pieces of DNA from the plasmids. It is a gene. The gene that is responsible for shows against of antibiotic resistance. They shows resistance against a specific antibiotic. So these 2% to isolate the genes and genes from the plasmids of Salmonella typhimurium. So the Salmonella typhimurium genes, it is attached to the suitable replica. First recombinant DNA. Isolate the gene. See, it is a bacterium. Salmonella typhimurium. This is a bacterium that contain plasmid. In addition, it is a bacterial chromosome. Bacterial chromosome. In addition to the bacterial chromosome, it contains extra chromosomal DNA. It is called plasmid. The plasmids which contain gene that are responsible for antibiotic resistant genes. Antibiotic resistant genes. So isolation of these antibiotic resistant genes from these plasmids of this Salmonella typhimurium, it is attached to the cloning vector. Then what is called cloning vector? It is obtained from the E. coli bacteria. It is a bacterial chromosome of E. coli. Chromosome E. coli or Escherichia coli bacteria. It is also contain plasmids. Double-stranded hexachromosomal DNA found in the cytoplasm of E. coli bacteria is called plasmid. To isolate the plasmids, it is plasmids. The plasmid which is act as a most suitable vector. Then what is called vector? It is a cloning vehicle that is responsible for to carry the desirable genes into the host organism for further multiplications. So now this vector DNA also cut into fragment. The vector DNA also cut by using restriction endonuclease. Restriction endonuclease. These are the important tools are involved in the recombinant DNA technology. If you are using this restriction endonuclease to recognize a specific DNA sequence and bind with them to cut a DNA at a specific sites. These are called restriction endonuclease. Now these plasmids DNA are also called gene of interest, also cut into fragment by using restriction endonuclease into fragment. Both these are called a donor DNA. Donor DNA. These are called vector DNA. The both donor DNA and vector DNA are joined together by the process called splicing. These are genes responsible for antibiotic resistant genes. So this DNA is called rDNA or also called recombinant DNA. Recombinant DNA. See, the desirable gene obtained from the bacteria is called Salmonella typhimurium. These desirable genes also cut into fragment by using the enzyme is called restriction endonuclease into small fragment of DNA. And this small fragment DNA, it is attached to the suitable vector. Vector is also obtained from the E. coli bacteria. It is act as a they are responsible for to carry the gene of interest to deliver this DNA into the host organism. For that purpose, it is attached to the vector DNA. So, the joining of donor DNA and vector DNA are joined together by using the enzyme is called a DNA ligase. The DNA ligase is also called molecular paste. Restriction endonuclease it is also called molecular scissor. So, these two different types of DNA, donor DNA or vector DNA are joined together by the process called splicing. By using DNA ligase. Then what is called splicing? Using DNA ligase, joining of both vector and donor DNA by the process called splicing. As a result of splicing, we get rDNA. It is also called recombinant DNA. So the first recombinant DNA developed by Cohen and Boyer in the year 1972. It is the first recombinant DNA. Now, this recombinant DNA it is introduced into the host organisms. Introduction into the host organism, which is acting as a host organism. Here, the same E. coli bacteria. The same E. coli bacteria also used as a host organisms. It is without plasmids. Introduce these are the plasmids containing rDNA. So these are the recombinant DNA. If you are introduced this host organism, the host organisms get multiplied along with the introduced rDNA with a short period of time. They produce identical copies. Within a short period, a colony of bacteria containing this rDNA or gene of interest. So this each colony of bacteria grows separately to obtain their desirable gene. These are so all these genes with the identical copies. Identical copies. They are genetically uniform population. These are called a gene cloning. Gene cloning are also called molecular cloning. Molecular cloning. What is the purpose of all DNA are introduced into the host organism? For multiplying, for they get replicated. These plasmids are self-replicating, automatically gets replicated within the host cells. So, if our gene of interest, our alien DNA, it is nothing but a foreign DNA or a desirable gene introduced into these plasmids, they are gets multiplied themselves with along with this specified gene also. As a result, we get innumerable number of DNA. All this innumerable number of DNA, they are look like identical copies, genetically uniform population. These are called molecular cloning and also gene cloning. How they get multiplied? By using DNA polymerase. Polymerase is an enzyme. See, these plasmids are also called vector DNA. They get multiplied in the host cells by using DNA polymerase enzyme produced by the host organisms. And continuously multiplied, as a result, we get identical copies. So, in this way, the same way, human insulin also produced. The human insulin producing genes are obtained from pancreas. Pancreas, these are the desirable gene. These insulin producing genes are attached to the plasmids obtained from the E. coli bacteria. They are both are joined together. It made possible by using DNA ligase. So they are called molecular paste assist to obtaining rDNA. If this rDNA is introduced into the E. coli bacteria, E. coli, Escherichia coli bacteria, they get divided, multiplied within a short period, a innumerable number of bacteria with this gene of interest, and finally to harvest their protein product. So such insulin is called humulin. Human insulin is called humulin. So here, for the production of human insulin, we have to alter the genome of an organism. Here, the bacterial genome gets altered. How to alter? By addition of, by increasing this recombinant DNA induced. So result to obtaining desirable products obtained. So these are the processes that are involved in recombinant DNA technologies. And next, what are the tools The main tools are involved in recombinant DNA technologies. Tools in recombinant DNA technology. Certain tools are required in recombinant DNA technologies. So these are the process. What are the first tools are involved in recombinant DNA technologies? First one is restriction enzymes. There are three different restriction enzymes. I will discuss one by one. I will explain one by one. The second one is DNA ligase. Third one is alkaline phosphatase. Alkaline phosphatase enzymes. And fourth one, DNA polymerase. Then fifth one is cloning vector. Cloning vector is essential to carry the specified DNA or gene of interest into the host organisms. That sixth one is we need host organisms. So these are the main tools are involved in recombinant DNA technologies. If I will explain one by one. If you take the first one, restriction enzymes. The first one, the restriction enzymes which belongs to the same class of enzyme. These are called nuclease. Nuclease. The restriction enzymes belongs to a large group of class of enzymes. These are called nuclease. Generally, there are three types of nuclease. One is exonuclease. Nuclease. Then second one is endonuclease. Third one is restriction endonuclease. Restriction endonuclease. Then what is called exonuclease? To remove the nucleotide sequence at the one end of the DNA. See, it is a DNA molecule. It is a DNA. One strand, one end are attached with the fifth carbon. This is called 5 prime, opposed to 3 prime. Next 3 prime, then 5 prime. The two strands. If you are using this exonuclease to remove the nucleotide sequence at the one end, especially fifth end, yes, to remove these ends or cuts away. These are called exonuclease. Exo means outside. To cut the DNA at the one end of the nucleotide, and one end of the DNA, especially the fifth end. These are called exonuclease. In endonuclease, to cut the DNA at a specific site within the DNA. See, it is a DNA sequence. DNA, we know that DNA is made up of nucleotides. 5 prime, 3 prime, then 3 prime, 5 prime. I mean this one end, this end of DNA strands are attached to the fifth carbon. Opposites attached to the third carbon of sugar molecules. Here opposite also. See, by using this endonuclease to cut the DNA at a specific sequence within the DNA. Yes, to cut here, yeah. To cut the DNA strand of the only one strand in a specific nucleotide sequence within the DNA. These are called endonuclease. Then restriction endonuclease to cut the DNA at a specific sites in a palindromic repeats are also called a palindromic sequence. Then what is called palindromic sequence? It is composed of a group of letters. It is to form the same word when read both forward and backwards. These are called palindromic. The palindromic repeats cut by using restriction endonuclease. It is a nucleotide of strands, fifth end, third end, 3 prime, then 5 prime. By using these enzymes to cut DNA in a specific nucleotide sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guanine, adenine, thymine, cytosines. Guanine, adenine, thymine. These are called palindromic repeats, are also called palindromic nucleotide sequence. This restriction, third enzyme restriction endonuclease to cut the DNA at a specific sites in the form of palindromic repeats. The next I will explain one by one what is the discovery of this restriction. Among these three enzymes, the restriction endonuclease, they are mainly involved in the various process of recombinant DNA technology.